Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Well, it's for us. Good morning. And
Oh no, 10 minutes. It's going to be 12 chimes.
oh yeah, that's right. You're
That
used
clock
to it.
always gets in on the act.
You're used to it now. Yes, I don't know if it's too late to say Happy New Year again, but we trust that it will be a great New Year. This is the 5th, where Tuesday morning that we're doing this. Of course, we had the announcement last night from the Prime Minister about all the lockdown again. So here we go again. Here we go again. So we trust that people aren't going to be too disheartened by this. We're in this together. We're going to come through it together. And I trust that Judith's going to share a few thoughts.
I've
going to help us.
I've been reading in my Bible about a man who also was in lockdown, a chap called Noah. And you can find his story in the early chapters of Genesis. And God told him to build a boat, a big ark, and have lots of animals on the ark with him and his family, 3 sons, their wives, and Noah's own wife. And when he'd done that and he'd built it and got all the animals that God had told him to get on the ark, verse 16 of chapter 6 of Genesis says, in Good News version, God shut the door of the ark. No one could go out and no one could come in, which was probably a good thing, because by the time the rain started coming and the people realised that Noah wasn't so mad after all and they would like to get on the ark, it's probably a good job the door was shut, because if they'd all got on the ark would have sunk. But the main point is that God shut the door. And then Genesis 8:1 says it rained, heavy rain for 40 days. And if you read that, the water came up from the earth and above the earth, and it was just, and we've had a lot of rain recently, but this was rain.
This was real rain.
And Genesis 8 verse 1, on day 150, right? 150 days, it says that after it had rained for 40 days, 150 days, day 150, Genesis 8:1 says, God had not forgotten Noah and his family and the animals. And he set about drying out the land, so he's sending wind and things to try and to get the water level down. And finally, Noah's lockdown ended when the boat landed, and then of course they had to wait for the whole ground to dry up everywhere for it to be able to be inhabited. And they've worked it out that Noah was in the ark for between 364 days and 370 days. Now there's a discrepancy because Noah counted days, morning and night, and then he saw the moon as well, and when he had a new moon he thought, oh well, that's got to be a month then or whatever, so he got a bit confused with his recording of whether it was days or... Now to be honest, I can completely understand that. In fact, Dave just said to me, what date is it today, before we started recording this? I don't know about you, I don't know what day it is or what date it is, so I think we can forgive Noah for chopping and changing as to how many he recorded 150 days, or then the moon came out and then he tracked it from there.
Call it a year.
Anyway, we'll go on the low side, okay, just to be kind. 364 days, that's 1 day short of a whole year. Sound familiar? The first lockdown started for us on the 16th of March 2020. And now, as Dave just said, last night was announced it's national lockdown version 3. When will that end? We don't know. Middle of February, end of March, don't know, that they will still be in the tiers. So who knows? We could actually be pipping Noah to the post of 365 days, but to be honest, we've not been in full lockdown for all of that time. But do you know what? Noah, in those 364 days, he couldn't get out. He was locked in with the same people, his wife, 3 sons and their wives. He had no garden on the ark, and there were so many animals. Could you imagine the noise and the stench? They all needed feeding, they all needed mucking out, they all needed looking out for, separating those who would eat each other from each other. They had cleaning chores to do. They were trapped in with all of this for 364 days minimum. Believe you me, Noah knew what it was like to be locked in. And they were locked in because God shut them in for their own protection. He'd had enough with the evil on the earth, and he decided if there's a righteous man in Noah and his family, I'm going to wipe the earth and start again. And so Noah was shut in for his own protection. And with our lockdown version 3, you might think, oh no, not again. But we do have to bear in mind that it is also for our protection. Our protection, our family and friends' protection. The people are working so hard in the NHS and other areas, frontline people. It's for all of our protection. And so therefore, despite what it means to us and the pressure it puts on us, we must have that baseline. I'm sure Noah, on day about 300, thought, oh my word, how long is this going to last for? And those animals need mucking out again. If that elephant drops any more poop, I'm going to do my nut, But then I suppose he could have looked out the window and thought, but it's for our protection. Thank goodness we're still alive and God has a plan. And I don't know how are you dealing with it this time round. I feel especially for those parents that now have to homeschool all over again, and particularly those who are having to work from home and homeschool. It's winter, it's colder, so getting out and using outside for those classroom activities or our own exercise is a little bit more challenging. Maybe we're fed up. The only thing that I think kept Noah going was his relationship with God and his faith in God. There was a purpose for this. There was an end to this, that God was still with him and that he was going to bring him back to dry land. And I think we need to recognise that it's our faith and our relationship with God is the main thing that's going to get us through this. So I just, when we started these senior pastors updates in lockdown, national lockdown 1, we every week kind of tried to give you a little bit more of a, here's an idea, or this is how to look after yourself or whatever. And I just want to recap on a few of those. And if this goes on for much longer, we're going to have to do one of those every week to say, hey, try this or encourage you with this. But 1, get connected with people. Pick up the phone, text them, email them, FaceTime, WhatsApp video them, see someone's face. Please keep connected. You're allowed a one-to-one walk for exercise. You can't sit down on a bench for very long unless you're just resting to get your breath back. But you could go walk with one person. Please keep connected with people. You need to do that to keep sane. Get connected with God at a deeper level. Be more intentional about connecting with him, because like Noah, he had people on board with him. I expect he got fed up with all those people that on board with him in the limited amount he had. But he needed to keep his connection with God to see, here the clock goes,
12 o'clock.
To keep his connection with God, to keep him on track, to keep his mind on track, and to keep him going through it. And then remember how we encourage you to write a list of the things that you want, practical things you wanted to get done, projects that you'd kind of been wanting to do for years, or things you've been putting off? Do you still have that list? If you do, I think I found it on my desk as I was clearing up the other day. Revisit the list. Did you manage them all? If you didn't, maybe you can do that in this next version of lockdown, and maybe, add some more to that list. Make up another list of things and targets, goals, things you want to achieve, books you want to read, sermons you think, I need to revisit that and listen to that again. Bit of study about God's grace, or like Bob spoke about the names of Jesus. How many people have done a study into that? Just look it up. You've got online concordances, no excuse. Just have a list of things that you're wanting to do, and make a plan, set some goals. Do get a daily routine. Don't start getting up at the middle of the day and watching daytime TV and then going to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning. Please have a set daily routine that gives you a framework on which that will really, really help you. And finally, if you're struggling, please reach out and ask for help. Don't sit there thinking, oh, well, it's everyone else's responsibility to look after me. Okay? If you are struggling, if you're finding it mentally, emotionally, physically, shopping, whatever wise you're struggling with, please reach out to someone. Don't sit and struggle by yourself. There are people out there who are willing to help, who want to help. And all we have to do is ask. And as I keep telling you, Horizon, please keep in tune with the Holy Spirit. If someone's face comes in front of you and you're thinking about them, you have someone's name, or why don't you just pick up the phone and connect with those people? That might be God giving you a nudge. Noah eventually, after 364 days, was allowed out when it was safe. And we, along with you, hope and pray and look forward to the day when it is safe for all us to be let out as well. But in the meantime, let's keep safe, guys. Let's abide by the rules. Don't start bending the rules. This virus is very contagious, and we need to do our NHS and our friends and family a favour by staying safe, by making sure you got to think that every person, well, if he's got the virus, I'm living with him anyway, so, but everyone outside of your home has got it. You've got to pretend that they have got it, and you've got to take the necessary precautions.
It's a bit of advice we were given.
Yeah, that's national advice.
And also keeping to the rules is being righteous. Yeah, just doing the right thing is the right thing to do in honouring God. The routine thing that Judith said, it's just something that I think I've mentioned it before, but when I take my dog on a very slow walk these days, sometimes there's a lady I see, and I've got nicknames for all the people I don't know the names of, and I call her the commuter. And it's simply this: she is working from home like so many other people, but she gets up, gets ready, gets dressed, and goes out and walks around the park to commute, to go to work, which is back home. That works for her. That's her discipline of getting up and getting ready for work and going to work and then starting a working day. And it's a discipline, which is a good thing, which isn't a bad thing at all. And the other thing when Judith was speaking that just struck me was on day 150, it says that God had not forgotten Noah. Hey, he has not forgotten us.
You. Yeah.
He's not forgotten Horizon. He's not forgotten you in all your circumstances. Right? Noah didn't have a garden. So many people don't have gardens, just stuck in a flat and something. You might have a load of animals, but we might have a load of kids. and you love them dearly, but my word, it can get tough, can't it? And hey, bless your hearts, we're standing with you, and we're looking forward to coming through this. And the final thing that I just want to say is that I thank God that we've got a vaccine, 2 vaccines, that we didn't have the last lockdown. There is a pathway medically and scientifically that gives us great hope. But the bottom line is this, that we don't hope in the vaccine. We thank God for it, but let's trust in God for the future. Embrace the vaccine, take it, and all the rest of it. But hey, our hope and our trust and our faith is not in that or in anything else around us. It's in Him. So, yeah.
And talking about the future, this Sunday service will be back online only. We will not be meeting in the building until it is safe to do so. So watch out for the emails and you can get the links. But yeah, we'll be back online on Sunday. And it's Pastor Wes that's speaking this week.
Regrettably, it's just online. I'm so looking forward to when we can really get back together again. I've enjoyed it when we've had the, albeit limited numbers. That's been better than nothing at all. But hey, this is better than nothing. That we can connect and so have a great week. I said good morning at the start. Well, it's good afternoon now because the clock
Time
struck
flies.
Did you hear it? 12 o'clock.
Have a good week. Stay safe.
God bless.
Get and keep connected.
Yeah.
Bye.
Amen. Bye.